Greetings, my lovely cats. Finally, we are having the state transfer here, and obviously the only source of information I can give you or leak you anything is Whiteout Survival. For those who doesn't know, both of the games are the same developers, and sadly it's just a different theme. There is nothing pretty much different but only themes and names. So I managed to get some information thanks to Chisgule Gaming. If you want to see his video, I'm gonna leave it down below. They have almost the same information when it comes to transfer. Now, if you are from state or server 1 to server 175, then most likely you have gotten this mail. This mail stated that kingdoms from 1 to 175 they are possible now to be transferred, but the transfer is going to only be in 14th of September. So we have 10 days, and during those 10 days I will try to give you some warnings, some information, so you know how to reduce your transfer rate, because it's going to be very crucial. Now, first thing first, we are going to have something called state transfer event that is going to come, I think, every 3 months, every season of the game. And you can see here from this photo that there is something called transfer cost, which is going to be different for every single person. They have given us 10 of them right now since we are in the pioneer state, and rest of the transfers you will be able to buy through your alliance shop or through the bundles. But for now, let me explain to you what do I know so far. So when it comes to the state transfer, we are going to have multiple phases. This pre-state transfer, which is called the phase 1, you cannot do anything about it. The only person who can control it is the governor. The governor, like the king, you can see the king of the kingdom itself. And if you want to ask, what if I have lost in SVS, who's going to be the king, or who's going to be the manager, or the person who's going to control the system? It is your previous king. Even if you have lost, the last person who have controlled the castle is going to be automatically assigned to be the manager role, who can determine and set the transfer power. So what is the transfer power again? Here, as you can see, there is something called transfer power cap. This is the maximum cap of which people are allowed to transfer. I will explain it later what does it mean. But now there is another thing which is super important, which is called leading state. If your state is too powerful in general, it is going to be called leading. For example, like this photo, it's going to be here called leading, here another state which is leading. They will have some sort of limitation of who actually can transfer to them. Now, if you are the governor of any of these states, that is called leading, and try to set the limitation from here you have here transfer power limitation. This window is going to show up for you and going to allow you to set the power limit of those who are going to transfer to you. For example, we have here 26 million, 52 million, and 84 million, and the last two options are not going to be available for the leading states. Now, don't take this number as an accurate, because both of the games are the same, yes, but maybe the Whiteout Survival is having way more features right now, so the power limitation is going to be definitely different. But I just put it here as a reference for you, so you understand what is going to happen and why I'm trying to give you some precautions before you move on. Now let us talk about the limitations of the state, leading state basically, and your own limitation when you are transferring. So let's finish this subject first. Here, let's go into this side. You can see there are two examples here of an advanced states. First one, you need to know that if you are in ordinary states, you can invite players. It is fine. You will have a bigger cap, so more players can be joining your state, and you will have something called special transfer invite. This will be used for the players that exceeds the capacity that has been set by your king, governor, or whatever you want to call it, the controller of the castle. For example, if we have taken this picture as an example, the maximum you can join here is 130 million, and if the player that you want to bring is higher than 130 million, then you can issue something called a special transfer to him. If you are only the governor of the king of the kingdom, he can send up to 3 players. This invite is going to reset every month. You are going to get 1 special invite every single month, stacks up to 3 special invites. And this is here shows the power cap that is limited. Of course, this is an advanced state. This is just for a reference and to explain to you what is going to happen. Now in the second photo, you can see the transfer cap is super limited, and the invitation cap is again limited, and there is no special invites for the leading states. If your state is super strong from those 10% strong state in the current group, this means you are not allowed to invite special players, those who are like mega whales or something. And there will be even lower power cap. Like on the first example, you can see that state was allowed to invite up to 420 million, and now that state, the leading state, is only allowed to invite up to 273. This is only an example. Again, you need to know something, that the power cap and limitation increases based off how old your kingdom is. One more thing is for the frequency of the state transfer. I have here the following. I have here it's around 7 weeks or 8 weeks for every single event. Now let's go and explain to you what is your transfer score and what is the prospective state rating. Now your state is determined as leading state or normal state based off the top 100 players you are having on those states. If the top 100 players are strong players with a high rating, this rating here, as you can see, this is the average rating of the state of the example of that player, and this is his transfer score, and his transfer score costs him 30 tickets. So basically, the more score you have, the more it's going to cost you to transfer out. And now here is another thing: the higher state rating to your score, the more transfer passes are required. Now your transfer score is determined by your overall battle strength. That's some of the chief gear. Now they are calling it chief gear and friends level, which is the HQ level. If you are higher in true gold, for example, your rate is going to be high. If you have in achieve gear, in charms, in powers, in bit, in gears, etc., all of these things are going to affect. But the true power does not really affect much. It doesn't really affect much. I even hear it's not gonna interfere much, but it is going to be a problem for you when you transfer, because there is a cap limit. As you can see in this photo here, there was a cap limit of 130 million. So if you are someone who has 300 million or 400 million and you want to transfer to the state in a normal way, you cannot. You have to kill all of your troops and destroy them even from the enlistment, unless you receive a special invite. If you don't receive a special invite, then good luck transferring to the state, unless you want to disband your troops. So this is basically it, guys. In short, look here too, the power here. This state transfer manager can set the transfer cap for entry to their state in the pre-transfer. So you are going to set the limit in the phase 1 only, and then after that you cannot actually adjust it. Caps can no longer be adjusted by the transfer phase 2. If no transfer power cap is configured, then the lowest possible will be by default. So if you don't choose anything in here, the lowest possible 26 million is going to be automatically set. Again, this is only for reference. We don't know what is the power cap yet. Transfer power is calculated by the sum of the chief power, injured troops, power in the infirmary, and reserve power in enlistment office. Chief over state transfer power cap can only transfer to the state with a special invite from its transfer manager. And this is basically it, guys. So what I'm advising you to do here is, if you have an upgrades, if you have bits, if you have anything, do not upgrade them. Do not upgrade them. If you have gear equipment that you do not really upgrade, you can reset all of these. Like here, for example, you can see there is a hero gear. You can say reset your gears. It might affect. Do not upgrade your bits. Don't upgrade your true gold. Just wait if you want to get out of that state cheaper way. And as far as I remember, the free-to-play are going to have an easier time, especially if you are in the first 175 states, because they are going to provide you already with 10 passes, which is normal rate for a free-to-play. Again, if you want to buy, you can buy them from the Alliance store. I think they are going to cost you 150k silver coins. This is basically what I know, guys. Once the transfer itself comes online, I will make another video to explain to you what's going on, but this is just in general so you have an idea and so you could prepare before you transfer. And good luck for your transfer.